Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Steve Taylor Community Star Show. Not Community Connection. We have a star, a huge star in the studio. We really love this lady, Miss Christina Rodriguez, Executive Director for Mom's House. Christina, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Terry. Thank you.
You've not been in the studio for a while.
No, it's been a long time since I've been here, and,
Right.
and for that to get that introduction, I mean, I think I need to come here once a day.
But it's true, Christina. You do so much great work in our community. You really do, and I support and love you and everything you do. You know, you have an impact with these families and these young ladies. So it is just amazing work you do. So just enlighten us. What's going on over at Mom's House?
Yeah, so
let's talk about Mom's House first.
So for those who don't know what Mom's House actually does, is we're a program for young, low-income single mothers that are pursuing their education. Our goal is to help them break the cycle of poverty, get off of the welfare system, and to be productive members of our community. That comes with a lot. It comes with their child, and one of the biggest barriers for a young mom to go to school is childcare. So we have a Gold Star childcare through Step Up to Quality that really impacts the lives of children 0 to 5. A lot of people don't know this, but 0 to 5 in every human being, our brain is 90% developed. So when you have a child that is born into a challenging situation, they're already behind the 8 ball when it comes to their development. And so we work really hard to have like a dual 2-generation program, making sure that the children are getting the best early childhood intervention, so they're developing at a rapid pace and the pace they should, so they don't fall behind when it's time for 3rd grade reading testing, so they're ready for kindergarten when they come through our program. And we have a huge focus on the socio-emotional part, which a lot of people are like, well, that's like, well, why is that? Well, it's because what we see happening in our community right now, I believe, is a direct result of what was happening in the lives of some of the young people that are having issues in our community from when they were 0 to 5. And so that's when you learn how to regulate your body, you regulate your mind, you make friends, you learn how to share, conflict resolve.
Wow.
You learn those things at a very young age.
So you're just not babysitting in Mom's House?
Oh, absolutely not.
Right.
We actually get a little offended when people say that, because we say we're raising legends.
Absolutely.
And so we're working with Mom while she's working to get her life where it needs to be. She's going through parenting classes. She's going through we have legal services. We have a mentoring program. We do co-parenting counseling. We make sure that we wrap our arms around the young ladies' emergency situations, which is what Taylor has helped us with in the past in a huge way, making sure we stabilize them, and then we just push them out into the community. And we have moms working on every sector of our community right now as we speak, from the news reporters to a doctor to pharmacists to business owners to teachers, nurses that have come right through our program.
That is that's just amazing, Christina. It really is. I remember maybe a month ago, 2 months ago, I came to visit you at Mom's House, and I was just so impressed with the love and care that you show these kids and families. And your staff is just so welcoming.
Yes.
You know, I was thoroughly impressed with everything that's going on. And the look on the kids' faces, you know, they were so happy to be there.
They were,
You know what I mean?
When a kid cries when they leave, like the mom is frustrated, but like for us, that's actually a really good sign.
Right.
When a child is like, I don't want to leave, like we're like, yes. Like we want them to know this is a safe place for you, for your heart. This is a place that you're going to thrive and grow. And so they do. These children love being in that space and with us.
And I was super shocked, because normally when a little baby looks at me, they start crying. but in this case, they were like smiling. I was like, oh, that is so sweet. You know, it's just amazing the work you do and your staff, you know, and you couldn't do it without a team.
Oh,
you know,
I just get to be the face. Like I tell the story. But I would not have a story if it wasn't for a phenomenal team of individuals who are not just skilled and educated, but they have passion and compassion, and they have lived experience. Like our education coordinator, who was on our leadership team, she was actually a Mom's House mom 22 years ago.
Wow.
So she was a teen mom, and she graduated from high school with us, and she went on and continued on in early childhood education. And so recently, within the last few years, we had an opening, and we we hired her, and it is one of the best decisions we've made,
Right.
not only because she's so good at her job,
Right.
but because also she understands clearly what these young ladies are going through every single day.
Right.
And she gets to help them develop their child, but also to speak life into the moms.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to ask you, how does that make you feel when you take a young lady and their family and moms through inception and you see them working through the process, and the end result is they get great jobs, they doing great things? How does that make you feel?
Oh gosh, it's the hard days, which there are a lot of them.
Right.
They like completely disappear when we have
Right.
those good moments.
Right.
And it's not just them getting, to that end result. It's every single day a mom walking in saying, I
Right.
passed my test,
Because
or I got into nursing school.
Because you have a track record.
Oh,
You have a track
absolutely,
record.
absolutely.
You can go down the list.
We have
and say-
data, we have statistics, and our success rate with early childhood education and them being ready for kindergarten is in the upper 90 percentile. And then also our graduation rate for our moms graduating from the program, high school, GED, 2-year, 4-year. We have moms getting a master's now because they just stayed in the program.
Right.
Is
That's
up,
amazing.
it's about 92%.
That is
So
amazing.
it's the wraparound services.
Yes.
It's us loving them, but at the same time instilling these new values and a
Right.
new normal into their life. We call that the heart work.
Okay.
The part
okay.
that it's tough because when you're looking at donor dollars
Mm-hmm.
and your time, we're trying to get people through the program and their lives change, but we have to take that time to really look at what the root cause is of
Right.
why they're in the position they're in.
Right.
And that takes time, and we
Yes.
do it, and we pull it out by the root, and then we start pouring
Absolutely.
greatness into them.
And it's a trust element there.
Yes.
It has to be a trust element
Yes,
there. Yeah.
yes. The kids trust us,
Right.
the moms trust us.
But you don't gain that trust over time.
No,
It takes
no.
time.
Yeah,
You know,
usually
somebody's
it
not
takes,
going to come to your organization and trust
No.
you on day one. You know,
especially
that-
because a lot of the young women we serve, they've been let down.
Right.
They've been told that somebody was going to do this or be this to them, and they have not their entire lives. We make it a point, and our team is phenomenal at this, is showing them like we will not give up on you. If a mom doesn't succeed in our program, it's because she gave up on herself, not
Right,
because
right.
we gave up on her.
Absolutely. Now, I do understand there's something that's very exciting that's brewing.
Yeah.
It is. And you are partnering with an organization called Lori's Place. Is that
Yes,
correct?
so we are building a second location.
Wow.
So
Congratulations.
thank you. It's a big deal because we have had a waiting list, and it's about 80 families right now. So think about that, and a lot of those families have 2 children. And so you're talking over 200 people that want to be in our program. Well, where we're at, we can only have 28 kids.
Maximum.
And so maximum, because it's
Okay.
by square footage per child. So we, for years now, we've been talking about growth, and we are actually partnering with Bella Vita Network, who is basically, the 2 of us have gone together. We've made a decision that we are going to collaborate. We're going to play in the same sandbox together because they're one of the biggest referrals through their pregnancy center.
Right.
They refer to us so much that it became a healthy crisis.
Absolutely.
That all of these kids were on our list and we couldn't get them in.
Right.
So as I was talking about needing growth one day in a partner meeting, we just started, Savannah Martin and I started talking about what that could look like if we partnered and collaborated.
Wow.
So the building that we're building is called Lori's Place,
Okay,
the entire building
okay.
is. And it's actually a beautiful story. It's named after a woman who was unable to have children, but she was a foster mother. And her husband says it all the time. He said, she passed away in 2020, and he said, I would come home from work some days and there would be a new kid there. And she wouldn't say no to the foster system. She always said, my table is open. And that's what we want in this building. We want every mom, every child, every dad to know that the doors are open for you for change. And so Mom's House will actually be the first floor.
Okay.
So our second location will be on the first floor of this building.
Okay.
But upstairs, this is where the innovative, fun part is. So Bella Vita Network will have some offices there, but we are going to share space, not just the 2 of us though. We're actually inviting other organizations
The community.
in. Absolutely. We
Right.
are, collaboration is the word. Like we
Absolutely.
are all about collaboration. So
If I wanted to have a meeting there, I could come and
you
have a
could
meeting.
have a meeting there, yes.
Oh, wow.
You'd have to pass through
Absolutely.
me though, too.
Yeah, I know that. I couldn't
I'm
just
joking.
walk in the building and say I'm having a meeting.
No. But we have a 100-person meeting room.
Wow.
So the pregnancy center does phenomenal work when it comes to their parenting classes.
Yes.
Pregnant and parenting classes, and they average 100 people at their classes. So they needed space for that. We need space where we do graduation parties, we do Christmas and Grandparents' Day and parenting classes and co-parenting.
I'm excited.
And so like we are out of space. I have a team member that literally is in the office supply closet.
Right.
So we need that space. But the best part of this, so upstairs is that big room and we'll share it. There's a whole wing and it's called the Together space. And if you look in the dictionary at the word together, it's to get her. And so you can put whatever words you want at the end to get her to her education, to motherhood, to peace, to mental health, to physical health, anything you can imagine, home ownership. We are doing in that space, and we're sharing it, bringing in, right now we have over 24 partners that are coming in, and they are actually going to come right to us so our clients, their clients can see, like a mental health counselor, for example. So a mom that's going to the University of Toledo may have like a 2-hour break between classes. Her child is with us. She can come right over, have a meeting with JFS, and then go have a mental health meeting and do therapy, and then go right back to class. We're not, barriers are being broken in a way that it's just unheard of locally. And every one of these agencies is like, we want to be a part of this.
So, and you have amazing support locally.
We absolutely do.
Amazing.
Yeah, we absolutely.
People are really backing this.
Yes, I think people are ready to see something different. And they're ready for services to be provided in a different way. The fact that two organizations that are not merging, we are running independently of one another.
But you share in the same building.
We're sharing space, saving money.
Yes.
Saving our donors money. By sharing this space. Like that alone is amazing. We have a lot of the same donors, but we are literally two completely separate organizations that both serve young mothers and children.
That's beautiful.
And so we're going to have well baby visits. Mercy Health is coming in to do well baby visits for us. Think of every barrier that a young mom would have. We are trying to break that barrier.
Wraparound services.
That's literally what it's called. Yes. We're so excited. We have a really cool, you'll have to come and visit, a dad's room. So dads are typically, in the society we live in, dads are kind of pushed to the side. They're not the first thought. And so we wanted to make sure that every dad that walked into our building knows that we value them and that their role is critical.
Can I be the first dad?
You come on in. But
I want to be the first.
The whole building is kind of airy and light, but we have a dad's room and it's dark walls, brown leather furniture. And it's like, we're going to have like PlayStations in there. Beautiful. And we want it to be a place that you could come and mentor a young dad. If a dad needs a break, he can come there and get fed. Yes, like we want them to feel peace. We want them to know we are intentional about what you do, what a father does, and there's data and statistics left and right, how critical dads are in the life of their children. We want to create a space that a dad feels like he's empowered to be the dad that he should be. And it's going to be very exciting.
And it's so amazing that you would actually concentrate on the dads too. I mean, I absolutely love that part. Obviously, with being a man myself and a father,
absolutely.
That's very important that we are inclusive somehow.
Yep, and like even our restrooms upstairs, we have changing tables in the dad's room, in the dad's restroom. Like dads are not an afterthought. Dads are critical.
Absolutely.
What happens in the life of a child is completely determined by a father and a mother. And so, and we want to help them get to the place. We do co-parenting counseling because that's
very important.
That relationship can get quite hairy. But we always say to our families, like, you two may not be relevant to each other, but you are both relevant to that child.
Absolutely.
And it's amazing.
Be a parent.
Oh yeah. And they do. They grow. They become the best co-parents. We put a plan in place for them, so that kid doesn't have to see the drama and see all their own personal issues, but they see the greatness.
Because you know what, I want to touch just briefly on that. I know in reflection of my life, and now I never realized this until recent years. Kids watch their parents.
Absolutely.
kids watch grown-ups, okay? When you
More
think
than you
they're
know.
not watching, they are watching every move and listening to every word you
Yeah,
say.
absolutely are. I
So
know.
that's important.
Oh, it's critical, and you can tell even people who did not have a father in their home, or that there was some people have a father,
Right.
but the father's really not present.
Right.
Or there's all kinds of issues there.
That's
So for
important.
us, we focus on how can we best help the child thrive, because this is going to impact us in 10 to 15 years.
Absolutely.
Every person in our community, this is going to impact them.
Mhm.
And so we're looking, the process is not a quick fix. It takes time
Yes.
to get people where they need to be. But right now, I have kids that were in the Mom's House program graduating from college now.
Beautiful.
So that were
beautiful.
in there when I
Right.
first started.
Right, right,
so
right, right.
there is a turnaround, there is change. It's incremental,
Right.
but there is change, and then it ripples into their families, into their neighborhoods. And I get to see it every day. Like
Right.
I got a text this morning from one of our former moms just saying, I just want you to know I love you.
Right.
And thank you for everything you did. I headed to my job, work, her job. Like, she has a whole job, and she's an
Right.
amazing mom, and
Right.
she's thriving.
And I don't care how long time moves by and pushes us all by, but one thing is for certain: you are a product of your own home environment.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
I really, really believe that.
Yeah. And
You
then
are
you
a
get to
product.
create what you're gonna do
Absolutely.
with it.
Absolutely.
I mean, my dad, my story, and people
Yeah,
ask me
right.
my passion. Where do you get that passion? Because I was that little girl.
Right,
My
right.
mom was a teen mom. My dad was a gangbanger from the Latin Kings on the
Right,
west side of Chicago.
Right.
I should have been a statistic,
Right.
but we got help. People helped us.
Absolutely.
They helped my mom, and my mom worked hard to make sure that she protected us from the violence and the
Right.
gangs and that type of lifestyle. So I could have gone a different way.
But you have to give yourself some credit for that. Too.
Absolutely.
You-
And
you
I mean,
know,
I
you
grew
did
up a little bit.
extremely
I'm still growing up.
Right.
But to be able to now help other young
Yes.
families, like I see
That's a
my
passion
mom
of
in
yours.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a passion
When I
of
see
yours.
these little girls, I'm like, that was me. Like,
Yeah,
I
right.
just found a picture of myself when I was 5 years old. I was like, wow,
And you know what?
that's crazy.
I often say it's not my work, it's not your work, it's God's work.
Absolutely.
You
I
know?
tell people all the time, like, I'm just honored to live this life.
Right.
I think I got picked for it. You
Yeah,
know, God
yeah,
picked me,
right.
and I'm like, okay. He's like, she'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, I say the same thing with my ambassador role here at Taylor.
Yeah.
You know, I love people in general, and I've been put in a position where I can support and help people on a daily
feels
basis.
so good.
That's me. That's what I love
Yeah.
to do.
That's what you're
You
put
know
on the
what I mean?
earth for.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
if we all find our thing,
Yes, if we
the
can
world
find it.
becomes a better place.
Right.
You know, like I heard somebody say once, and I tell my team this all the time, like we are a body, like
Right.
a physical body, and everybody has a role. Like you don't have two hearts, you don't have two brains, you have two earlobes, but like you have two arms. But if your role is to be the big toe,
Right.
like be the best big toe you can be.
Absolutely.
And stay in your lane, because if you're being the best big toe you can be, I'm being the best elbow I can be,
Absolutely.
somebody else is being the best finger they can be,
Absolutely.
then the body works, and we
Absolutely.
get results, and we get to where we need to go.
Absolutely.
So we joke about the big toe thing at work. I always said, are you being a good big toe? Be the best big toe you can be.
So before we close, just enlighten us. Where is it going to be at? The date,
Yep.
the time, and I'm certainly there. I'm going to be the first one there. So Lori's Place.
Lori's Place. I was just in the building yesterday too, and it's going so fast. So May 9th at 2 p.m. It's 722 North Westwood Avenue. We're just less than a mile from the University of Toledo. We will be doing a ribbon cutting and a big community celebration.
Yes.
People can walk through the building. We'll have team members stationed in every room to tell people what
Wow.
that room is going to be used for, and just to say thank you to our community
Yes.
for believing in us enough to say we're going to support this so that you can change lives in our community. So it's at 722 North Westwood on May 9th, Mother's Day weekend. We did that on purpose. Very intentional.
Starts at what time? It starts?
2 p.m.
2 p.m.
2
Okay.
p.m.
Yes.
Yep.
And the address again, please?
It's 722 North Westwood.
Okay. Okay, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the show. The phenomenal Christina Rodriguez
Thank you.
from Mom's House. And we shall see you next time.